we've got some cold weather coming soon, or so the forecast says. And it's a really pretty day here today, but we've got to weatherize some things around here for our sweet girls. So Blanche and I are fixing to get to work. These babies think they're fixing to go out their little gate. But not today, girls. I've been hearing a hawk go overhead. Got lots of dust bathing going on today. That's Daryl and Daryl. If you're old like me, you get the reference. Larry is no longer with us. Hi, sweet honey. She's not a fan of Gus, and Gus is right below us with his ball. So, we might need to move. I know I said Blanche and I were going to get to work, but we see who's doing all the work here. We're going to use these old feed sacks. We're going to cover up the windows in the coop. There's one there above the nesting box. We'll cover up that airspace. Turn it the other way. That looks better. Yeah. Use a staple gun, and that will help a lot with the cold air blowing through. Always. Close by.
Always what?
Close by.
The ball and the dog.
Mm-hmm. Let's go do another one. This one's on the north side, so we definitely want to make sure it stays covered. And we have to be careful here not to staple those wires. They go to solar panels, which are then attached to our cameras.
So I'm going to leave this for now because I've got to change this solar panel out to a different camera. So I'll come back and staple that feed up a little bit. Ooh, time to sharpen my knife.
I don't know if you can see that, but that's also an opening up there. So we'll go back in a minute and we'll even fill that part in too.
Just barely.
Bananas, Blanche and Dorothy. The two sisters over there. If you've seen any of our videos back when our chickens were molting, you might remember seeing Rusty. Look how pretty that girl is now. All filled in with her feathers, fluffy, so nice. Do y'all hear that? That's a beautiful, beautiful song. That's JoJo telling us she's getting down to business. Get it, girl. Now this last big window, it's going to be a little tricky because it's above the run. Not very accessible. Let's see what we can do. The last little space. Now we know here in Texas our cold isn't some of your cold, those of you watching. But it's gonna drop down pretty cool next week. So
Into the teens, and we just want the wind not to blow through.
a chicken's body temperature will usually remain around 104 to 105 degrees, so they will generate heat. We're just going to do our best to keep the wind off of them during these cold temps. Here's a better picture of pretty Rusty. Look at those pretty feathers after her molt. Such a beauty.
All year long, we run the deep litter method in our coop, and in the winterization of it, a good, thick, deep layer of pine shavings is going to be great for holding a little bit of heat, not letting the cold come up from the bottom. So I'm going to put another layer of pine shavings down today. It's about time anyway, because they've put a lot of mess on top of the last layer. So we'll get that put in, and hopefully this will keep these girls warm when that cold snap hits next week.
Such a pretty day. All this dust bathing. Woo. And you've been hollering. Why are you fussing? Didn't mean to disturb. Hi, Edna.
I like to put a little bit of lime out whenever I do this in between layers. So let me grab what's left of my bag of lime. Just helps control the smell a little bit. I'll put some diatomaceous earth in here as well. That will help with any mites that might come in the spring. It's just good to have. So we use this powdered diatomaceous earth. It's really good. I keep it just about everywhere the chickens go. It's in their laying boxes. It's in the places where they put, it's in the places where they do their dust bathing. And of course I keep it here in the coop as well. And we've not had any problem with small bugs or mites or whatever this is supposed to help keep at bay. It is food grade diatomaceous earth. They say that's important, but I'll just do a liberal sprinkling of this throughout the coop in between these layers. I've done this every time, and it seems to work pretty good. You don't want moisture building up in your coop, and chicken poop has moisture in it, obviously. And this may help with some of the moisture as well. So our girls were not laying well at all throughout the molt, and we weren't sure if it was just a molt or if there were other things that were going on there. But I went ahead and put some fresh straw in their laying boxes, and they have thoroughly enjoyed this. They've gone back to laying boxes. We had a couple of them who were trying to lay in the coop, and this has brought them back into the boxes. We also used, and I hadn't done this before, but we used a mix of herbs and marigold and rose petals, and it seems kind of frou-frou to me, but they say that the chickens really love having that stuff in their laying boxes.
There's the nosy one.
Needs to know what's going on.
Hence
all the
her
time.
namesake, Gladys Kravitz. If you know, you know. Hi, darling. We can always tell her apart from the others from her comb and her nosiness.
Our coop is 4 by 8, and I usually get about 3 layers of pine shavings out of a compressed bale of them from Tractor Supply. Looks better, smells better.
Cheryl Crow, why are you hollering back there? That's Goldie. He's He's over there hollering, because if you look in that doorway, there's our cat. Let me see if I can zoom in on that better for you. There's Chief. Goldie's telling on him. Little does he know that cat is more scared of anything that Goldie's scared of. His name is Chief, but he's really not chief of anything. A little more maintenance today that we didn't know we were going to have to do. The hinge came off.
That's what we get for using the screws that come with a set of spring hinges. They're just not long enough.
It lasted a while, but
lots of opening and closing on this door for sure.